Very good morning, children. Welcome to the classroom, and we are doing the revisions. So basically, revisions are going on, and we are doing right now the revision of the chapter 5 in your class 12C, which is the therapeutic approaches. We had successfully done the revision of chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4. Now we are on the chapter 5. These all things you already have studied. Everything is very clear to you all. The only thing is you have to just go through it once again. So children, today we are going to study about if we talk about the therapeutic approach and the psychotherapy chapter, we studied about what is psychotherapy, what is the nature of psychotherapy. Then we studied about what is psychotherapy nature. Then we studied about different types of therapy, in which we had discussed about the psychodynamic therapy and we discussed about the behavior therapy. Today we are going to study about the cognitive therapy. Okay, today we are going to study about the cognitive. It is again a very important therapy. It is again play a very important role in treating the thought related problem of the client. As you all know, it is a cognitive therapy. So basically it is something which is related to the word cognition, and cognition means the thoughts. Okay. Now, if we talk about this therapy, there are two sub-therapy in this topic. One therapy is given by Albert Ellis and one therapy is given by Aaron Beck. First one is the rational emotive therapy. Rational emotive therapy, which is given by Albert Ellis. Second is CBT, which is given by Aaron Beck. So there were two cognitive therapy, RET and CBT, which we have to discuss today. RET full form is rational emotive therapy. CBT full form is cognitive behavior therapy. Both of the therapy work on the cognition and behavior pattern. What are the thought patterns and what are the behavior pattern of the individual? Both the therapy work on it. So let us discuss one by one every of the therapy. First one is the rational emotive therapy. Name indicated rational emotive, yani we have to change. Basically what we do, we basically change the irrational thought into rational one. जो भी irrational thoughts लोग बना लेते हैं, illogical, irrational, उसे हम लोग rational और logical करते हैं. Then we also work on the people's emotions. उनके emotions पे भी हमारा work होता है. So that's why it is known as rational emotive therapy. If we talk about rational emotive therapy, so it is based on ABC analysis. ABC की analysis इसमें होती है. A stand for antecedent. B stand for belief and C stand for consequence. A B C की एनालिसिस करते हैं. A stand for antecedent, B for belief, C for consequence. Antecedent means कौन से ऐसे antecedent factors हैं जिनकी वजह से एक belief बन जाता है और वो belief एक result को डेवलप करता है, दैट बिलीफ में रिजल्ट इनटू अ कॉन्सिक्वेंट एंड दैट कॉन्सिक्वेंट कैन बी इट इज इरेशनल एंड इलॉजिकल. Beliefs are also made on the basis of the antecedent factor. Antecedent means something which happened in the past. पहले जो कुछ हो चुका है उसकी वजह से एक पर्सन का एक बिलीव बन जाता है और that will lead to a disaster. ज़्यादातर ये देखा गया है, mostly it has been seen that the almost the beliefs are irrational. Irrational beliefs होते हैं, rational beliefs नहीं होते हैं. Like the beliefs are nobody likes me, everyone hates me. These kind of beliefs are formed. These kind of thoughts are formed. So the motive of the rational emotive therapy is given to the client, is given by the therapist to the client just to change their irrational belief into rational one. There is a difference between belief and thought. Thought is in the mind. When we talk about the CBT, a core schema form. Here is the word take the core schema. Here the ABC analysis and here is the word core schema. एक core schema form हो जाता है. core schema कोई thoughts है जो कि form हो जाते हैं. So both of the therapy work on the cognition level of the client or the thoughts and the belief of the client. वो दोनों ही थेरेपी पेशेंट के थॉट्स और बिलीफ पे वर्क करती है. रैशनल इमोटिव थेरेपी में बेसिकली जो इरेशनल हो गया है उसको रैशनल करते हैं, इमोशंस को भी कंट्रोल करते हैं. सीबीटी में कॉग्निशन जो बन गया है, कोर स्कीमा फॉर्म हो गया है, उसको चेंज करते हैं और फिर उसको बिहेवियर में इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द कॉग्निटिव थेरेपी which is given by the two individuals, Albert Ellis and Aaron Beck. And both of the therapy worked on the changing the cognition pattern and the behavioral pattern and the irrational beliefs and core schema of the client. Like I can give you the example like core schema and the belief जो वो लोग form करते हैं, it is mostly negative and irrational and illogical. कोई उनका मतलब नहीं होता. वो कोई इंसिडेंट होता है, ऐसा एंटीसीडेंट फैक्टर होता है जिसकी वजह से वो एक irrational belief form कर लेते हैं. So this is all about cognitive therapy. So when we discuss about this chapter, so we had discussed about these things in a very well manner. Now the next therapy which you have to study in this chapter is humanistic existential therapy. Humanistic existential therapy. This is also one of the therapy, humanistic existential therapy. As it indicates from the name also that this therapy focus on the human being. What is human? Human being पे ये focus कर रहा है. It focus on the human being. So humanistic therapy, the existential word is made from existence. Okay, this is a therapy which is given by the Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl थे, ये सारे लोग इससे जुड़े हुए थे and इन लोगों का कहना था कि human being always strive for the existence. इंसान जो है वो हमेशा अपने अस्तित्व की खोज करता है, उसको अपना एक एग्जिस्टेंस चाहिए. he or she, the human being required the security, attachment, affiliation, love, care, existence, self-worthiness. So these all the terms which are related to the human being very closely. So on the basis of that one, they had given the therapy, they had given one therapy which is known as humanistic existential therapy. This is given by them. Humanistic existential therapy. A therapy which particularly focuses on the human problem, human nature. Okay. This is purely client centered therapy. इसमें कार्ल रॉजर की क्लाइंट सेंटर्ड थेरेपी भी आप पढ़ेंगे और लोगो थेरेपी भी पढ़ी जाती है, इसी में आती है गेस्टाल्ट थेरेपी जिसे कहते हैं. So these are some of the therapy which are come under the humanistic existential therapy. So it is a therapy. Now what is the process in this one? Like the client come to the therapist make a rapport with him or her, they establish a rapport. Then after establishing the rapport, they take a case history or case study, or they try to find out what are the problems the clients are facing. Then they search for that what is the core belief of them, what is the thought pattern and the behavior pattern which are affecting that person a lot. So when they make the human beings know about their existence. This is an important part. They make the human beings know about their existence, what are their existence, what are their worthiness, what is their value, what is their achievement. They make them realize it, and when the client realizes all these things, the client will be successfully can lead a very good life without any kind of abnormality or without any kind of disturbance. So again, this is very important therapy. So I will tell you children that almost all the therapy which you are learning here play a very important role. Like cognitive therapy is also important. बिहेवियर थेरेपी इज अगेन इम्पॉर्टेंट, साइकोडायनेमिक थेरेपी, सारी थेरेपी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बट इट टोटली डिपेंड ऑन द टाइप ऑफ द क्लाइंट एंड द नेचर ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द क्लाइंट. क्लाइंट का जो प्रॉब्लम का नेचर है वो टोटली डिपेंड करेगा आपके सिलेक्शन ऑफ थेरेपी. आप कौन सी थेरेपी किस पेशेंट को दोगे और कैसे दोगे. So for someone psychodynamic therapy find to be suitable, for someone behavior, for someone cognitive behaviors, cognitive therapies, for someone humanistic extension. So it totally depend on the problem of the client, what is the nature of problem of the client, or how many years the client is suffering from that problem. All these things have to be taken into consideration while choosing any of the therapy. But every therapy has a follow-up. The therapist have to do the follow-up. उसको follow-up करना होता है. And every therapy is based on the initial task like establishing the rapport and then taking case history, taking MSc. Then so these are the things are important, or we have to keep in mind the nature of psychotherapy, which is contractual nature and limited duration. So whatever the therapy you will give to the client, you have to keep it in your mind all the points which are related to the psychotherapy. So apart from this therapy, there are some other alternative therapies are also which you have to study and which is a part of your syllabus. So let us discuss about the alternative therapies. What are the alternative therapies? There are some alternative therapies also. Alternative therapies means use of yoga, use of exercise, use of meditation, use of relaxation techniques. बहुत सी प्रॉब्लम के लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप थेरेपी ही दो। कभी कभी कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स जो हैं ये अल्टरनेटिव थेरेपी जो आपके बुक में दिए गए हैं उनसे भी सॉल्व हो जाती हैं। सो इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी दैट आप हमेशा ही कोई थेरेपी पे जाओ। समटाइम्स मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स आर सॉल्व बाय दीज alternative therapy like by using yoga, any kind of yoga, meditation. Okay, meditation is found to be very fruitful in many of the psychological disorder. Then relaxation technique, there are so many relaxation techniques which are introduced in the field of psychology. So like Jacobs muscular relaxation techniques or mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness is also known as vipassana meditation. इसे हम लोग विपासना मेडिटेशन भी कहते हैं, which is mindfulness, which is found to be very effective in any kind of abnormality or in any kind of stress or in any kind of like disturbance in the emotions, thought or behavior. So I mean it, this is again play a very important role. Then some of the yogas are there like pranayam. Pranayam is also very effective not only for the mental health but also physical health. So when both are very much correlated, as you already studied in the chapter 3rd of the stress, that how the stress is related to the health. So it's not like that you only take care of your mental health so you forgot to take care of your physical health. Both the healths are very important when you're taking care of the physical health. Similarly, you have to take care of your mental health also. Because both play an means again I was repeating this word, but really they are working a lot. So some of the yoga which found to be very effective like Kundalini yoga. ये योगा डिप्रेशन के लिए बहुत इफेक्टिव माना गया है। विपासना मेडिटेशन जिसे माइंडफुलनेस भी कहते हैं, ये भी एंजाइटी को कंट्रोल करती है, हाई एंजाइटी है तो। और अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस देयर सो मेनी अदर्स आर आल्सो व्हिच इज गिवन इन योर बुक. So these are some of the important alternative therapies which you can use for treating the mental disorder patients. So there were Kundalini yoga, Vipassana meditation, then yoga, different kind of yoga, pranayam, breathing exercises, 1-to-1 breathing exercises, 4-3-2 breathing exercises, relaxation techniques, stressing yourself and then releasing yourself. That makes you feel very stress free. Okay, that is a very wonderful technique. First of all, in which we contract each and every parts of the body and then we make it expand or relax, like it's kind of we are giving stress and then we feel relaxed. So obviously it works a lot, everything works. Again the question came that which kind of thing you will give to the client. It totally depend on the therapist, that which method the therapist use, and totally depend on the nature of the problem of the client. So I hope children you understood about the different types of therapies. Now the last topic of your chapter is rehabilitation of the mentally ill. Rehabilitation of the mentally ill, how you can do it. Rehabilitation. So let us discuss about it. Rehabilitation of the mentally ill patient. I think you have heard about different kind of rehabilitation centers are there in every cities now. बहुत तरह के rehabilitation centers open हो रहे हैं. Did you understand the word rehabilitation? Rehabilitation means कुछ ऐसी habits हैं जिनको हमको change करना है, rehabilitate करना है. तो rehabilitation of the mentally ill, ये टॉपिक में mentally illness is the primary focus, okay, and we have to take care of that one. Now for the rehabilitation of them, उनके rehabilitation के लिए हमने कुछ like therapies बनाए हैं, like occupational therapies are there, vocational guidance, social guidance, which made them to be a part of the other normal people society. It's not like that उनको ये नहीं लगे that they are away from the other people, so making them equivalent to others general part of the society, those who are living their livelihood in a very better manner. So it is only our aim. So what are the things like occupational therapy दी जाती है ऐसे patients को, like उनको occupational training देते हैं so that they will be able to pursue any kind of job or any kind of occupation which is suitable for them, जो उनके लिए suitable हो, जो वो कर सके. तो उसके लिए उनके लिए जैसे like some kind of weaving करना, सिलाई बुनाई थोड़ा सा, और कुछ पेपर मेकिंग करना. तो like small works, small trainings were given to them so that they will be able to earn their livelihood and it will be better for them. So occupational therapy or vocational guidance, social training, all these are given to them. Occupational training or vocational training, social training. Okay, how to interact with the society, how to be be a part of that particular group, and these all things. So these all things are there in the, basically these all things are there in the rehabilitation of the mental health topic. We basically we make them capable by giving, I can say that by providing them a different kind of training, we basically made them capable of doing everything or be a part of the society. So if I just take, so this is all about our chapter 5, where we have studied about what is psychotherapy, what is the aims, and what is the nature of psychotherapy. 3 therapies which play a very important role, or I can say the 3 therapies which are important also. They are behavior therapy, CBT, cognitive therapy, and psychodynamic therapy. These 3 therapy are maximum in use, are maximum in practice. इनका यूज और इनका प्रैक्टिस बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है. Mostly therapists and psychologists use all these therapies in their clinical practice, and it is found to be very effective also. Next, we discuss the psychodynamic therapy in detail in a very proper manner. We studied that the transference occur, resistance occur on the part of the client when we do the therapy, and on the part of the therapist do the confrontation, do the clarification, and the method which are used by the psychotherapist is the free association and dream answer. Then we studied the behavior therapy, where we have studied so many behavioral techniques like systematic desensitization in order to treat the phobic patient, which is developed by the Ball group. And apart from this technique, there are other techniques also like positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, differential reinforcement, principle of reciprocal inhibition, token economy, aversive conditioning, and vicarious learning. Children, just keep it in mind, every topic is important and everything can become in your 1 marks question, or it can be asked in any way. So be ready for that one, be prepared yourself, solve more and more board question of these chapters, and maximum the questions were to be asked on application based. You will get any kind of case, you will get any kind of situation, and the question was asked that which therapy would found to be suitable. So you are able to answer only when you are able to understand it properly, then you are able to answer. So maximum questions were asked on the basis of application form. So I just suggest you all to do and more and practice of such type of questions. So moving after the behavior therapy, we discuss about the cognitive therapy, which is again a very important. I just told you children that CBT is found to be very effective in treating many of the psychological disorder. Maximum the therapy which are used and which is found to be very famous is the CBT. One more technique is also used by the psychologist and the therapist is EMDR. It is not given in your book, but as you should know about it when you are studying the topic EMDR. EMDR full form is eye movement desensitization reprocessing. Again I am repeating, eye movement, I E for eye, M for movement, D for desensitization and R for reprocessing. Basically it's like a kind of hypnotism which is introduced by the Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud थे, आपने सुना है, and this you also studied in the chapter 1 in the psychology class 11 under the psychoanalytic approach, the psychoanalytic school of thought which is given by the Sigmund Freud, who is the person who talks about the unconscious things, unconscious desire, unconscious feeling, unconscious motives. So he is the person who has introduced the hypnotism in India, and not India means hypnotism in the field of psychology, and he is known as the father of hypnotism also. So hypnotism, I think children, if you have seen in movies or in other medias which in you are in touch, so they are like a pendulum and they move in front of your eyes and you get hypnotized. See, basically people have a very confusion about the very misconception about the hypnotism. उनको ये लगता है माइंड में बिल्कुल तो ये है क्योंकि बिकॉज दे आर एक्सपोज टू सच काइंड ऑफ थिंग, मीडिया जो उन्हें दिखा रही है वो उतना ही उनके पास वो नॉलेज है और एक्सपीरियंस है. सो सिमिलरली दे नो ओनली दैट थिंग, इसलिए वो वही जो देख रहे हैं वो उसी को ही सच मानते हैं, बट इट इज़ नॉट ट्रू. उसमें ये दिखाता है कि पेंडुलम है जो आपके आसपास चल रहा है, आप उसे देख रहे हो एंड यू गोज इनटू द लाइक समवेयर एल्स, समवेयर इन सम अदर वर्ल्ड. तो चिल्ड्रन ऐसा नहीं होता है, इस तरीके से नहीं होता है. पेंडुलम का यूज़ होता था, बट व्हाट दे डू, दे बेसिकली डूइंग द आई मूवमेंट. So this we are now doing by the help of hand also. Like we ask to the client to just focus on our hand, and बहुत देर तक like for a while we make the client to focus on the finger. Then after some time we move our finger and then eyes were moving. You have seen my eyes also right now. So with the finger the eyes were moving, and it is a kind of exercise of the eye also, and it is somewhere a point from when the person or the patient will go into the unconsciousness. When unconsciousness state में जाता है, you can say that the subconscious state में जाता है, and it's like फिर जब वो unconscious state में जाता है तो you make the person to be go anywhere. Like you do all the process, you do your own therapy, you do your own work by the process of imagination. आप उसको imagination कराते चाहते हो कि ओके these are the where आप अभी कहाँ देख रहे हैं अपने आप को, फिर आप थोड़ा और आगे जाइए, थोड़ा और आगे जाइए, तो वो बताते हैं. और साथ ही साथ फ्री एसोसिएशन भी कराता रहता है कि उनसे ये बोला जाता है कि यू हैव टू स्पीक वॉट एवर इज कमिंग इन टू योर माइंड and the patient is speaking, and on the basis of that one the therapist make the interpretation. So I hope you understood about the EMDR. Cognitive therapy बहुत ज़्यादा यूज में आती है. कुछ कोर्स स्कीमास होते हैं जो पेशेंट फॉर्म कर लेते हैं। और थेरेपिस्ट का मेन वर्क यही होता है उन कोर स्कीमास को फाइंड आउट करना, in order to find out that particular correspondence. So, humanistic extension therapy is also used, but it is lesser used. The more which the therapist use is the cognitive behavior therapy, because maximum problem is related to the cognition and the behavior. ज़्यादातर प्रॉब्लम पर्सन की कॉग्निशन से ही रिलेटेड होती है और बिहेवियर से ही रिलेटेड होती है, तो इसीलिए इसका यूज़ ज़्यादा होता है। इनके अलावा कुछ रिलैक्सेशन टेक्निक्स है, इनका भी बहुत यूज़ होता है। जब भी पेशेंट थेरेपिस्ट के पास आता है तो कोई भी थेरेपी स्टार्ट करने से पहले या किसी भी तरह का ट्रीटमेंट स्टार्ट करने से पहले उसके ऊपर वे उसको कुछ थेरेपीज़ वो भी देते हैं, लाइक कि दे कैन डू डैट थेरेपीज एंड ऑल। सो लाइक थेरेपी देने से पहले कुछ रिलैक्सेशन टेक्निक कराते हैं, कुछ ब्रीथिंग एक्सरसाइज कराते हैं, जिससे कि पेशेंट जो होता है वो जिस भी कंडीशन से आ रहा है और जो भी स्ट्रेस से आ रहा है, जो भी उसका बाहर का इन्वायरमेंटल स्ट्रेस है, वो उसका काम डाउन हो जाए और फिर वो उनके जो भी थेरेपी साइकोलॉजिस्ट देंगे वो उसके लिए क्या वो रिसेप्टिव हो जाए, ताकि वो जो भी थेरेपिस्ट दे रहे हैं वो उन चीज़ों को ले, उन चीज़ों को समझे, देन इट विल बी इफेक्टिव फॉर द क्लाइंट। So just children, one more thing I had introduced with you, a new technique I had introduced with you. So I just hope that you understood this chapter very properly. You have read already this topic. I am just doing the revisions. So I hope the revisions are going very well. And so we have completed the revision of the chapter 5 also. Thank you so much for listening and watching. From the next video we will study the new chapter, start the new chapter of the revision of the chapter 6. And coming you are also going to get the third UT, third RT, which one in the chapter 3 and 4. So after the RT4 syllabus is the chapter 5. So up to the revision test 4 we had done. So thank you so much for listening and watching to me.